and you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah. The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, letting me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
And you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
Discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solutions, click the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China,
Ni hao.
In India, namaste.
Namaste.
In Japan, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
In Korea, annyeonghaseyo.
Annyeonghaseyo.
In Russia, здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
In Germany, guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
In Poland, dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
In France, bonjour.
Bonjour.
In Spain, hola.
Hola.
In Italy, ciao. In Egypt, hasta matata. In Ghana, akwala. In Nigeria, paleo.
Paleo.
In South Africa, salbona.
Sabona.
In Senegal, nangaba. India, jambo. In Israel, shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Grand Rising. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, and welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We're just here to start your week off with a stress relief session because it's going to get crazy. It's Monday. You know it's mad outside. That's every Monday, but we're here, and that's what's important. It is Monday, January 9th. Can you believe it? 2023 is here, and we're in it. So what a blessing to be here. Happy birthday, born day. If you're celebrating birthday this month, we're celebrating with you. So thank you for allowing us to join with you. And also let us keep in mind the sick and shut in and those in need of prayer. Because, baby, about this time, we all in need of prayer. Can I get an amen? Type in the comment section, amen, if you're listening, if you're enjoying the broadcast. And also, if you're listening online, you can join the conversation after our first break, after 7:30 at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. If you're watching online on our channels on Facebook and YouTube, it's Higher Learning TV Show. Excuse me. And be sure and check out the Higher Learning TV Show. Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7. Excuse me. On the World Wide Web at higherlearningnetwork.org. And if you are headed out and about this morning, then you will know it is chaos if you have to go outside. It's always like that on Monday morning. So yeah, just get used to it, right? All that craziness is out there and it is waiting for you. But I got a little something for you. If you're headed out, it's going to be a very pleasant day as opposed to it being very cold. I am very grateful. Anything above 32, I can deal with. In the upper 30s today, low 40s. Right now is 25 degrees. And there's a couple of sprinkles possible, but it's not snow, so we are not complaining. Traffic and weather is brought to you by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, you can go to itex.com and sign up. And this is the link right there, chicago.itex.com. And you can travel anywhere in the world. You can buy anything that you can buy anywhere else. You can buy it on iTex. The only difference is you do not pay cash. Yes, you don't pay cash. You pay iTex barter dollars, and it's recognized by the IRS, U.S. Treasury. So it's a perk not many people know about, but thank you for joining if you decide to. And remember to use the promo code ZELDA, ZELDA. Thank you, Richard Peggy. Always giving praise to the ancestors, those who made it here before me, who made my way possible. One of my teachers in journalism school where I studied radio. So I always have to give, and don't forget about Herbie Baby, Herb Kent Cool Jet. All right now, traffic and weather, 42 degrees, fog and sunshine today. How about that? How do you get two for the price of one? No reported delays on Metro or CTA, but on the expressway, there's a whole other show. Inbound on the Kennedy, it is 25 minutes inbound, 27 on the outbound, due slow to Mannheim to Montrose. On the Edens inbound, that's another story too. It is 21 minutes in, 24 minutes out. On the Eisenhower, your usual delays near First Avenue, 33 minutes inbound, 21 on the reverse. On the Stevenson, it is 24 minutes inbound. On the reverse, it's 19. Slow at Harlem Avenue. On the Dan Ryan, it is backing up from 95th Street. It's 24 minutes inbound already and 18 minutes on the reverse. On the Bishop Ford, inbound at 103rd, that crashed and it's blocking the left lane, so expect delays there. 21 in and 12 minutes out. And DuSable Lakeshore Drive, which my big brother Patrick Bradley, retired, I always have to say this, retired engineer, and who's going on to the greater highways of the sky, I'll put it. Patrick Bradley was the engineer who helped redesign. He actually drew the schematics for Lakeshore Drive to fix the S-curve that I had an accident on before it was changed. Anyway, and it was a self-accident. I didn't get involved with anybody else. It was just, it's a whole nother show. I'll tell you about it. Anyway, 9 minutes inbound, 12 minutes on outbound. And that is your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly at itex.com. You remember to go to diabeticdonut.com, because if you are anything like most of us are who are stuck inside during the winter time, we have a tendency to eat a little bit too much. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about y'all. And sometimes we eat a little bit too much of the things that we should not be eating. And sometimes we develop diabetes. So go to diabeticdonut.com, read that information of how I reversed type 2 diabetes. And it took me a little less than a year, but it's possible. So if I can do it, you can do it. Because, honey, I was the sweet potato pie, German chocolate cake, butter cookie, red devil cake queen. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now, I didn't say that I don't eat those things anymore. I don't eat the whole pie. I eat a slice of the pie. Yeah, I was sick like that. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. So you share it with somebody else. It's a free download. And that's all you have to do is go to diabeticdonut.com and simply sign on. And it is time for your Monday morning mindfulness moment of inspiration. And that comes from Mike House. And who's Mike House? Well, if you Google him, you'll see who he is. And Mike House. Okay. I've got too many Mike House messages here, and I need to figure out which one. I just had it here a second. Of course, it would disappear. But that's life. So where are you? Where are you when I need it? I found out a way to how to do this to pull it up. Mike House. There you go. There you go. And it says, where is your attention? January 9th. Where is your attention? We all know how empowering it can feel when someone you like or are interested in gives you their loving, undivided attention. There is a bright smile and confident disposition when you talk or think about them, a sense of comfort and full trust when you are in their presence, and the sheer joy of life and feeling that everything is possible. Your dream requires the same perfect, loving, undivided attention. Did you see that? Yeah, did you hear that? Your dream requires the same perfect, loving, undivided attention as you go about your daily affairs. It requires your bright smile and confident thought every time it comes to mind. It requires your full feeling of trust in your ability to accomplish it, not by yourself, but with your silent inner partner, God. Your dream requires your confident belief that it is possible for you. It requires your willingness to be the vessel for its full expression. It requires your firm commitment. So, where is your attention? Every time it wanders or fears, rein in gently without judgment and keep the main thing, the main thing. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. That's from Joshua 24 and 15. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness meditation with Mike House. And if you want to be on the list, you can email us and I will send him your information. And that's why this is information here is on the screen. And you can also be a part of our weekly email distribution. Looking for the right word to say here as I take a look at our comments this morning. Grand Rising and Medea, I haven't seen you in so long. Heard from you, girl. Good morning, Z. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Text Green game over. Girl, I ain't even talking about the Bears. Because there's enough of y'all gonna do that. That's all I got to say. If you ain't got nothing good to say about them, don't say nothing. So I ain't saying nothing. Number one, I'm not a Bears fan. I'm not a sports fan. I grew up with wrestling. So if it was wrestling, that's another story. Remember Hulk Hogan? Yeah, I know. I'm dating myself, but that's life. Okay, anyway. It is time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. And we would love to love to have you with us during the meditation. Okie dokie. And if you are in a comfortable spot, if you're in a comfortable spot, if you're not in a comfortable spot, get in a comfortable spot, because this is your time where you spend your first 5 minutes of the day on you. If you're not spending the first 5 minutes of the day on you, you should be spending a whole lot more time, but we can deal with 5 minutes. That's good. What you're telling yourself is that I don't deserve whatever it is you think you deserve, because when you wake up in the morning, you've been awakened from a coma, so to speak. You have been awakened from the presence of your body in this universe of being. And then you connect with your higher being. So that's what this is all about. It's a simple connection. So we're going to connect this morning as I ask you to sit up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Just get comfortable wherever you are, because I know sometimes people are in the bed listening. And I know because I've listened while in the bed. So I want you to focus not on me, but I want you to close your eyes and pay attention to the inner workings of your mind. So if your eyes are closed, then you know you're at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So let us begin the process, closing your eyes and simply inhaling and exhaling to the count of 5. Hold it to the count of 5 and blow it out in the count of 5. Now remember, I want you to inhale very deeply where you see your chest expand. That's how you get the benefit of this breath, because we haven't been taught to breathe. We all breathe like very shallow, and there's power in the breath. That's why I want you to know about this breathing experience, because you will experience something you've never experienced before if you are breathing correctly. So feet flat on the floor. And just begin the process. Imagine yourself of being wherever it is that you want to be in life. Where, to me, it's in somewhere in the Caribbean. And just close your eyes and begin the process of breathing. How about that? Simply breathe in and breathe out. Take long, deep breaths and listen to the sounds. I am healthy. I am happy to be alive. And I give thanks. I am at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing as I breathe in and as I breathe out. Giving thanks for the power of the breath, because someone somewhere is unable to breathe on their own. And look at you, breathing all on your own. When you hear this chime, simply remind yourself to take a deeper breath so that you can have a deeper experience. Because the mind has a tendency to wander. And this sound is simply a reminder to bring the focus back on the breath. As we breathe in, hold it. And as we breathe out. Oh, doesn't that feel good? If you are breathing in and breathing out and enjoying the sounds of nature, you will experience a feeling that you have never felt before. And that's a good thing. As we raise our arms and stretch and stretch. We've been lying still all night. The juices need to flow. And our inner organs need a little bath. Give them a ring as you twist them, move them, wake them up. You're woke, right? They're woke. Let's give them a little nudge. I got a high back chair so I can twist a little bit this morning. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, let's twist some more. Here we go. Oh, my kidneys and my gallbladder and my spleen and my spine are saying, thank you, Zelda. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for keeping me during the course of the evening so I can get up here and stretch this morning. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, that feels so good as we stretch. Giving thanks for the power of the breath. And if your eyes are closed, you will not know what I am doing. So inhale deeply, close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Bringing the focus back to your breath as we continue to inhale and exhale. Giving thanks for the power of the breath, knowing that we are at the right place, at the right time, having the right experience. We give thanks. Inhale deeply. And exhale. As we give thanks for that which we have no control over, we take another long, deep inhale. Hold it. And exhale, blow it out. Feels good, doesn't it? Let's try something different. Inhale deeply through the nose. And this time as we exhale, let's blow it out through our mouths and go. Yes, release some of that tension in the body because you know it's there from all the experiences that you've had yesterday and all the yesterdays before yesterday. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And blow it out. Releasing that tension from the body. That's crucial. You can do that anytime, day or night. Because all of those stored emotions are in our cells and in the fiber of our being. And it's in us. And we've got to release it. Nobody's going to teach us that. That's why we do this on Monday morning mindfulness. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And you can practice that on your own, anytime or place, especially if folks all up in your business and don't know the flavor of your Kool-Aid. You simply what? Inhale deeply and blow it out. As we take the power of this breath and bring it to the top of our head. Inhale deeply. Giving thanks for the power of the head and the chakras, the head and the heart energy, and all that is divine within us. We give thanks as we exhale and blow it out. Inhale once more. Blow it out. Inhale once more. And blow it out. Oh, that feels good. And then once more, inhale deeply. And blow it out. Feel the difference in the body? Ooh, doesn't that feel good? Rotate those shoulders. Ooh, yes, Lord. That feels, ooh, you feel the magic happening this morning. Ooh, yes, that feels good. Inhale deeply. And as we exhale, bring the power of the breath down through the face and the shoulders. As we continue to breathe in and breathe out, we give thanks for the power of the breath as we send more love, light, and energy down through the chest and the sides and the back as we continue to breathe in and breathe out, doing the higher learning hip roll. A body in motion stays in motion. There are so many people in wheelchairs and canes because we forget to practice movement. There's not going to be a lot of movement, just movement. And this is movement as we inhale. And as we exhale, blow it out, sending love, light, and energy and more breath down through the thighs and the knees. Oh, yeah, feel free to wiggle and rub those knees because that is what carries us throughout the day as we give thanks as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through our legs and our ankles and our arches, our instep, our feet, and our toes as we wiggle those toes, giving thanks for the energy that is flowing all through our body and we can feel it. We're not paralyzed. And if we are having sensation challenges, we simply what? Continue to breathe in and continue to blow it out. As we breathe in, bringing that energy back up through the feet and the ankles and the arches and the heels and back up through the legs and the knees. Yeah, I'm still rubbing those knees because I'm so very grateful that they work. They don't work when I want them to work all the time, but they do work most of the time. And we give thanks for the power of the bones that keep us healthy. And if you didn't see Viada's show last night, you need to go back and listen to it, talking about the bones, baby. The bones will help you. And you need to know a little bit about them. So go back and check out last night's show as we continue. I'm still rubbing the knees, y'all. Still rubbing the knees as we give thanks, as we breathe in. Bringing the breath, the energy of the body back up through the hips and the thighs and the buttocks and the back. As we continue to breathe in and breathe out, giving thanks for the energy that is flowing through our body. Yes, as we breathe in. Bringing that energy back up through the chest and the arms as we continue to stretch and move and rotate those elbows and arms. As Viada would say, let's get those joints rolling, baby. Roll them. Roll them. Let's move them like we love them. Yes, as we breathe in. And as we breathe out. Whoa. Letting all the stress of the body release itself. As we breathe in. Giving thanks for the power of the breath. We give thanks that we're at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. Praising the energy that is within us. That gives us the breath to breathe in and to exhale all of the tension. And as we take one long, last deep inhale deeply, bring your head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left. Slowly bring it around to the back. Slow down, moving a little too fast. There you go. And slowly rotate it to the right. And back around to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. And head back down to the chest, chin to chest. And slowly rotate that head to the right. Slowly. Slowly bring it around. Feel the stretch in the neck to the left. And slowly bring it around to the right. And head up. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck, bringing the face back forward. Inhale deeply. Looking to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. And bringing the head back as we give thanks for the power of the breath. And I have worked up, the energy is flowing this morning. Got a little sweat going on here this morning. Sweating is good. It's healthy. It'll keep you in times of chaos and confusion. So remember, do something daily to sweat. I'm not saying that you're going to sweat because you're breathing. I'm sweating because I got the heat on in here. But I am exercising from the inside out. We got to move these organs. Let them know we love them. So as we inhale, giving thanks for the power of the chakras that keep us in a state of bliss. We give thanks that we are at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And this is the breath that we continue with throughout the day. And we give thanks for the two of the most powerful words on the planet. I am. I am healthy. Say it out loud like you mean it. I am happy. Even if you don't feel it, say it, because it reverberates in the tissues and the ligaments and the bones and the fibers in the arteries of your body. So inhale deeply. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. And you can put anything after that that you so desire. Why? Because I am. Those words have wings. So in your meditation time, in your quiet time, remember, I am. Whatever you put after them, that's what you become. Because there's energy. I teach you this in school. You have to learn this on your own. There's energy in those words. And you're in control of those energies. So just remember that. And remember to share this with someone. Because it is so much stress and chaos and mental illness in our communities. we have got to begin to practice wholeness. Wholeness comes in the form of breathing, connecting with the inner you, not the outer you that keeps us on our cell phone and connected to electrical appliances all day. The first 5 minutes of the day, preferably for me, the first hour, this is my time, this is me, and I deserve that. And you deserve that too, because deep breathing expands your awareness, your consciousness. It gives you the magic that you need to make things happen. So continue to breathe in and breathe out and share, because sharing is caring. And this is my favorite thing. It triggers the happiness gene in you. You be walking around with a smile on your face and people are like, what you so happy about? It's like, I didn't know I was smiling. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the happiness gene and a lot of other genes have been triggered, but that's my favorite. So what's your favorite? And what's your favorite moment this morning of the breathing experience, the breath work? Feel free to type it in. And we'll take a look at your comments. Okay, Amadeus says, that's what we were taught. Z, don't say nothing. No, baby. Spirit gave it to me. I have got to share it. That's what I do. Yes, keep your big mouth closed. No, I am not keeping my big mouth closed. I am telling you, because there's too much chaos and confusion going on in the community, and we need to say something. Yes, we do. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we will be joined with Naima Latif of the Female Solution. She executive producer of the Female Solution. She will be joining us from the tour bus of the bus ride to Springfield, and with those who are going down there for which I'm supposed to be on this morning, but Naima will cover it. So just stay close, and we'll be right back.
Crime in Chicago continues to increase. Community and politicians must come together to make a change. No one person can solve these problems by themselves, but I believe together we can make progress. Let's provide job training, economic growth, and invest into our 77 community. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at HigherLearningNetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
Transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HlnTvShow is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I'm Director Shin Kim of the HlnTvShow Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com. Hi, this is Send Audition Tape. And I'm Naima. Check your local cable with
Grand Rising. We are back here on the Female Solution live, broadcasting live from the ride to the inauguration with the executive producer of the Female Solution and the Media Connection. And there she is, Naima Latif. Welcome to the show on the bus ride this morning. Oh, I see you got a bus full of folks this morning. Oh, I can't hear you, Naima.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Okay, got it.
I took my mic off mute.
Okay. How you doing, sis?
I'm fantastic. Yes, it's great. Beautiful buses. And I understand they're sponsored by Governor J.B. Pritzker. So we thank him for that. Very luxurious bus. And, you know, distinguished looking people.
And she's probably gone. She just froze. They're on the bus ride down to
okay. Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have any connection issues. We're pulling off now from the church at 61st Street, right off of Ashland there, and we've got two buses. And so we're on our way.
All right.
And this should be a 3-hour ride.
So 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30.
Yes, and the inauguration is at 11:30. So we'll be there for the inauguration, all the ceremonies and everything. From 11:30 to 1:30, and then we'll have a lunch, and then we'll head back to Chicago. So we'll be there for the ceremony, and I'll be bringing you all live coverage in there. So stay tuned. Check us out on the Female Solution YouTube and Facebook channel, and the Media Connection TV channel. So we'll make sure that we share that event with our viewers. And last time, you know, his first inauguration, we were there, and we actually, you know, went down the day before and stayed overnight, and we're there early and stayed late for the ball and all of that. So that was fun. And it's, you know, of course, historic. First Black female lieutenant governor. So we appreciate the historic significance. And, you know, when you think about it, this last election has been very historic for Black women, because what we have, the Cook County board president, she'll be there. I think I have the information from her press people. She'll be there, and probably the mayor will be there. I believe she's supposed to be attending as well. Of course, I mean, this is the thing. Anybody can be there in terms of elected officials. But we really have had a major year for Black females in government, and we need to be grateful for that we have achieved that level of power and influence. So we can take this opportunity to make the changes that we need to see. We can't keep whining about what we don't have. We are now empowered to create whatever it is we need. We're in those positions, you know, Black female vice president, you know, so this has just been a major period of time for Black women to attain positions of influence and authority. And I remember last inauguration, like, everybody was taking pictures with the governor and lieutenant governor, and, you know, because it was a big point in history. And we're excited because we get a chance to witness it again, and also get some renewed hope and faith that we have everything we need to get what it is we want. So I think the people, after all the pomp and circumstance and everything, the people need to focus on what things did we achieve and what things do we need to change. And of course, the governor's going to make his speech, which he'll give us the rundown of, his successes and the lieutenant governor. But we, as the constituents, we need to think about the things that need improvement, such as the availability of housing. I mean, these are things that the state can deal with. And you've been out there, people sleeping on concrete. That's unacceptable.
Yes.
And we know we have the resources to eliminate that. And we need to make that a priority.
Have you noticed how maybe you haven't, maybe you have, I don't know. But when we deliver food and tent and butane and things of that nature to the homeless, I've noticed that city tents are popping up all over the place. And I was like, it's about time. We got all this money. We need to be spending some money on the homeless because we get it. So we need to spend it. So if you will go to, for those who are watching, if you would go to our Instagram page, HlnTvShow, you will see one of our last deliveries. So if you go to the page and then I'll pull it up so you can see it. I'm glad you brought that up, Naima. So
Avenue between Roosevelt Road, as you can see down there.
Now, is there a way to remove the page there that's kind of blocking the
street right next to the BP?
No, it blocks it. It blocks and it doesn't allow you.
We are here at Tent City on Des Plaines Avenue between Roosevelt Road, as you can see down there.
Yeah. It doesn't do good. But if you go to the page, you'll see it. Go to HlnTvShow and you'll see that. And I'll put that in the comment section so you can see it. There it is. Instagram. There you go. HlN.homeless.project. I was wondering when, we've been talking about it long enough, somebody finally heard of it. And they've got tents. The city has tents out there now. So Chicago is a city that works when you keep forcing the issue. We continue to talk about what's necessary to help people. There's no excuse.
Right. There really is no excuse.
We got abandoned houses, we got abandoned buses, we got all kind of abandoned everything. It's like those people could be living in those abandoned places. We have the money.
Right.
So why are we not utilizing it to the best of our advantage to help those in need? We are the village.
Right. I mean, it's really no excuse because the space is there. And, I understand there are security issues. What happens if, how do you make sure that people who are not paying for a place aren't in there abusing someone? A lot of times there are mental health issues with people who may be unhoused. However, there's some people who they're out there because they lost a job and just a series of things, and they just need a helping hand. And I think in those, when it's not a mental health issue, I think space should be made available. I think for the exchange for, if you're willing to fix up a place or whatever, you should be able to have it. I understand the banks might want to make a profit, but how much profit are you making? Nobody's in there at all.
Okay, none.
Yeah, none. You're getting nothing, and you're creating a safety issue for people who have to live on the street and try to survive and have no food and all that. So I think as a human family, our priorities have to become better. And sometimes things have to be done by private citizens such as yourself. I mean, you're out here delivering heaters and clothing. And sometimes that's what it takes, because the government, even though we're paying taxes for it to do things, they end up taking our money and using it in ways that we don't like, And so I think it's up to us, the citizens, sometimes to create what's necessary and reach out and help, because the government is made up of people who may not have those values.
Right.
The reason why they can't, it took them long enough to just to get organized enough to be able to even have a swearing-in ceremony, because it took them so long to just elect a speaker of the House, So you have people that are so bent on arguing over things that they can't do things that are necessary. And as a result, people suffer. So we, the people, have to step in and fill in the gap when it comes to things that need to be done. And sometimes we have to create the organizations and the coalitions and put the money together to make it happen. So, you have a lot of civic groups, churches and things like that are buying property and making it possible for seniors to live in and get care and things like that. So that's part of what needs to be done. And perhaps when citizens do step up, that's when the government needs to just go ahead and give them the money. Okay, we didn't do it, but you did it, so let's give you the financing you need, because we didn't organize it, but you did. And I think that's the right thing to do.
I agree.
So, those are some of the things that we can even approach our elected officials about. So, and I know a lot of people who are involved in the political process that have been organizing to make things happen, and they should get the financial support from those who are in a position to do so. So I've got several media people with me here who are enthusiastic to be on the way to the inauguration, as well as a number of citizens in general who organize. So, we'll take some time and talk to some of those who are here to see what are some of the things they'd like to see done. If they could speak face to face with the governor and lieutenant governor, what are some of the things that they may suggest based on the needs of the people? And I know there are a lot of things that have been done, a lot of improvements that have been made, but on the ground level, there's still a lot more that needs to be done. And I think that if we are more active, more proactive, not just saying what isn't done, but if we ourselves write legislation and get it to those who present laws, and actually come down to Springfield, not just for the ceremonies, but for when they're in session, and see what kind of things are being passed, or even work with our elected officials to get legislation passed. That's very doable. Then people will hear us. So, people who are coming now, this doesn't need to be the last time that they come.
So, Dr. Felice Binion, she's sending me a text. I asked her if she was on the bus with you. I said she's broadcasting live now. She's got on a blue pen and a blue. She says, "Okay, I see her." So she must be on the bus with you. Dr. Felice Binion, you told me about this event.
Okay, so that's somebody texting you from one of the other buses or from this bus?
She said, "I see her," so I thought she was on the bus with you.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe so.
She's sitting in front of me or back of me?
I have no idea.
We can put her on camera.
She said, "Okay, I see her." So she
okay.
must be on the bus with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll find her.
Okay.
Tell her to come on back.
Okay.
I got a seat right beside me. She can say a few words.
Yeah, she's there.
So in the meantime,
you're up front, right? You're up front.
I'm actually in the middle.
In the middle?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in the middle.
And it's nice
that they have they have outlets also for your equipment, so you can charge up your phone and things like that. So this is a very, very nice bus, the XOX bus company. So we got 2 buses going down the expressway.
So what route are you taking? Is that the day and run 57 to?
Yeah, we're actually on.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got to head through. Yeah, we got to head, pass through downtown traffic, which I think hopefully we get past whatever rush hour. Let's see what we just.
Jody Susan says Grand Rising, and where is Naima going? She's going where I'm supposed to be,
Going
but I didn't.
to the governor's inauguration in Springfield. So yeah, we're headed south, and I believe we'll probably end up on I-57 maybe. I can't remember which highway. It's been a while. I think last time I drove, I didn't drive. Somebody else was driving, so that meant I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
But we are headed south, and Springfield, of course, is south. So I've got some people from the North Lawndale News here that will be also reporting on this. And I'd like to introduce you to publisher and one of the reporter photographers, and give them an opportunity. And of course, Chevette Conley, she traveled with us at the last inauguration where we attended the ball and everything else, and had a chance to experience that history. So Isaac, would you care to say a few words to our audience? Introduce yourself and tell them who you are.
I am Isaac Lewis, publisher of North Lawndale News and Executive Director of Strategic Human Services. We're a couple other heads. I'm an elder in my church. I want to say hello to everybody, and we're headed down to Springfield to the inauguration for Governor Pritzker and the other state officials. Looking forward to it, trying to get some news to bring back to our community. What's happening from Springfield to Chicago.
So now, what are some of the stories you remember reporting on that Governor Pritzker did that you think may show he did a good job?
Well, I know he did a lot on his promises to help the daycares. I know several daycares, especially during the pandemic, that needed assistance. And he really delivered on that promise.
That's significant.
Yes.
Yes. And actually, I remember attending an event. I can't remember what it was, but it was on the west side where he was with some children. I know I probably have that show on YouTube. And he was actually, they were making cookies, I think, and making a decoration on the cookies and all of that, and he was helping them. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I remember. So, he's a real person. So, if you could give him a request, what are some of the things you would recommend that he do in this next term?
Well, right now we have a problem that is just not with the state of Illinois, but it's nationally. These food prices are horrendous. Some type of emergency intervention to help people be able to afford the food, which is a basic necessity, to help people be able to make a decision of being able to both pay their rent or light bill or gas bill, and also be able to buy the food that keeps them healthy, which is number one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hey! I agree, definitely. So I believe we've got another familiar face that we want to bring to our audience. So introduce yourself to our listening and viewing audience and give us your thoughts about being on the way to the inauguration.
Well, I think it's wonderful. Westside Ministers Coalition, we are in partnership with a group of clergy that's connected with Governor Pritzker to allow this to even happen. And so it's just been a wonderful thing. It doesn't matter your race, color, or creed, but allowing the community, those who normally may not have access or allowed to go or even have the means to go, for us to allow them to be able to go free of charge.
Yes.
You know, and so it's just a blessing. This is not our first trip that we've sent a group down to Springfield for an event down there. But we've got to get our communities, we've got to get our young people, we've got to get more engaged in what's happening so that we can understand how powerful our voice really is and how powerful our vote really is. For our voice is our vote. And so it's so important to get in and be a part of it, to ask questions, no matter what party you're with, but be engaged. And so I'm elated that I'm looking at 2 buses that are going down. We've got buses from other areas, west side, south side, further south, that are going down. And we are going to do more of this. Getting people there, getting them engaged, getting them involved. I'm glad you guys were able to make it to see, because it's so exciting when you go down to the state capitol and you're actually a part of it, and you're actually in the room, and you're able to see the energy and synergy just going on in there, and to realize that that little vote, that little ballot that you take and you put, in the machine, this is the outcome of what happens when we all come collectively together. So it's awesome. I want to thank you. I'm glad you guys were able to come.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Shout out
Thank
to
you,
Dr. Biddy.
Yay!
We're going to do more of this. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. And thank you so much. Oh, and tell us your name again.
It's Dr. Felice Binion, the CEO and president of the Westside Ministers Coalition.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yes. Wonderful. Yay! Fantastic. Yes, we are so excited to be able to share this with people. And as she said, people being able to get down here who may not have, had the means, or may have, just not thought it was possible to go. We need to share this moment with those we have elected, and they need to see our faces, more importantly, also, so that we're more than just a number or a name. They need to see us and hear us, because there are a lot of people who go down regularly, lobbying groups, and they have an interest, and they talk to the elected officials and say, look, we want you to vote for this, we want you to sponsor that, and they get results. So we need to do that same thing. So it's good that we give people a chance to experience going down to Springfield, seeing where the laws are made, seeing the people who they have elected, and meeting them face to face, and understanding that they are there because of our vote of confidence that they're going to represent us. And I think that for a lot of people, especially if it's the first time that they've been to Springfield, I think they really make the connection of, oh, this is where people make decisions about my life. Oh, I need to see that. I need to see their faces. They need to see me. I need to talk to them. I need to express what I think they should be doing. Because it makes a difference when you have a real person. So, we got to take a break. And then when we come back, we'll introduce you to another reporter, photographer that came down with us last inauguration. And we had a great time, and certainly looking forward to it again. So we'll come on back and introduce you to Shavette Conley.
All right, we'll be right back. So stay close. Thank you, Naima.
She didn't go to sleep. let me wake her up at the commercial. Sorry to interrupt your nap. When we come back from commercial break, you want to say a word or two about going to the inauguration before you get to that deep sleep? We have 3 more hours to go. Is that your daughter? Granddaughter. Oh, okay. Would you like to say a word as a young person going and tell us how you feel about going to the inauguration? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, wait a minute. Deborah says safe travels. I want to make sure I got my sound up. I'm having a bit of sound issues. Are you able to wait for 1 second? I want to make sure I can. Oops. I'm not hearing you on. Yeah. Are you? Can you hear me? Let me see here. Okay, mics are open. You can hear me? Okay. All right. Well, as long as you hear me, that's fine. Yes. Well, I'm looking around, seeing we do have a couple of young people on the bus, which is good because I think it's an educational opportunity. And before we go, I'm gonna see if I can talk this one into Isaac's granddaughter. I'm trying to talk her into talking before the show is over. But I think it's good that this is an educational opportunity for them as well, because you go to school and you hear about these things, but they don't really mean anything until you see it. So, and I think this is as a matter of fact, Representative Mary Flowers had asked that we bring a group down because she wants the constituents to see what she does. She's one that introduces a lot of legislation. State Rep LaShawn Ford introduces a lot of legislation. So we really want our young people to know the process of how laws are passed and how that translates into things that they see in their neighborhoods, in their schools. When lawmakers pass bills that have to do with funding, they make a decision as to whether or not your school gets the money that you need for the computers that you need or the sports equipment you need. So young people need to make the connection between the politicians that they see and the things that they want, so they can understand why they're voting and what things you're voting for and what things you're asking people to be responsible for. So we probably, maybe we get a chance to organize a group of young people to go down here and observe a session. That's something I'd love to do.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yes, because I really think that if more young people saw the process, they would be more enthusiastic. Right now, you just got somebody in a suit or a dress coming by to talk to you, when they get ready to run for office, it doesn't really mean anything because you don't really connect what they do with how your life is affected. So we want young people to see how these people are affecting their lives, and then we want them to feel the power that they have to choose who they want to speak for them. And we want them to feel the power of even drafting legislation, because there's a couple of things we've even been drafting on the female solution that we're going to present to legislators to put forth before the state legislature. You know, we've drafted legislation on the penal system. We've drafted legislation on the policing system. So we're going to actually present that to an elected official who will introduce that on the floor in Springfield. And it's coming from the sessions that we've had even on this show and talking about how we should be changing the thrust of our penal system from being punitive to being restorative. We know most people who are in there have financial problems, emotional problems, drug problems, lacking education. So rather than punishing people for suffering, why don't we give them the help they need so they're not committing the crimes? That would make more sense, other than having them spend time behind bars, be further traumatized, and then come out and traumatize some more people because they've been further damaged. It doesn't make any sense. It's the same thing as the homeless situation. Why are we hurting people because they're hurt? You know, why are we punishing people for struggling? So, you know, we can have those conversations when we meet people face to face. So I've got a wonderful reporter and photographer who works so hard, and if I get her to give me a minute, she might be able to, because we all came down to the inauguration in 2019, and it was a big step because we saw Juliana Stratton becoming the first Black female lieutenant governor, and you know, she's done a phenomenal job. And I think, and then of course we also saw the first Black state treasurer, Black female state treasurer, which also again doing a phenomenal job. But people need to know, well, what does the state treasurer do? What kinds of things do they decide, and how many people are they employing? Because each of these positions also represent staff, and what kind of skills do you need to have to be elected or to be selected to be on the staff of someone. So I think that's also something that we want to let young people know. How do they prepare for these jobs? How do they prepare for these positions? How do you become a legislative aide? And what kind of skills do you have? Because there's a lot of paperwork that they have to
a lot of paperwork.
You know, they get a lot of mail, and somebody has to go through all those things. Somebody has to keep up with the bills and the resolutions and all that stuff. Somebody has to go through all those things and inform the elected official, well, this is something that's coming up for a vote. This is something that is going to your committee. I mean, so that means you have to have efficient people who keep you informed. If you're going to be an elected official and you hire somebody just because they're your friend, but they're not organized, then they'll make you look like you're efficient, and then you end up not getting elected. The next time people are mad at you because half the things that came up, you weren't there for the vote. You didn't introduce any legislation and all that. So the people that's on your staff are critical to showing your efficiency. So that means if you want to work in that area, you need to have specific skills that are helpful. So we want young people to see these things so they can decide, oh, this is a career I'd like. Well, these are the kind of skills I need to have. Maybe I need to, go into pre-law, because this is the people who are elected to government. That is a law-making position. That means you need to know the law.
Yes, you do.
And it's good to be a great speaker, maybe even a great organizer and a great activist, but when it comes down to it, the things that make things change are when you make laws that decide policies. So going into law is a good step if you're going to be a lawmaker. And these are the things we want our young people to see as they decide what their careers are going to be. So, we'll see if we can also talk to some of those who have, see if you got anybody on the switchboard here. Yeah, I got my other device with the switchboard so I can also see.
Okay. Excuse me. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak if you'd like to speak. As we go to the switchboard, 312-671. Grand Rising. You're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
A little static there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm surprised you're not on the bus ride this morning, Minister Plum. I'm surprised you're not on the bus ride this morning.
I'm going to give you mine. You were speaking the language of assistant principal in Inglewood. Oh, hey, now, would you like to join us on the radio show? We'd love to have you. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm on everything. Betty Shabazz. Oh, I used to teach there. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, yes. My daughter graduated.
Mute yourself, Naima. Mute yourself.
Yes. Oh, let me get out the sun. Well, I have someone here who's she's the assistant principal at the best school in Chicago, Betty Shabazz International Charter School. We like to bring her. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're at Sizemore campus. I taught there too. Yes. Yes, I did.
Plump is talking.
So yes, as we talked about young people. So let me see.
Naima.
Yes.
Plump. Minister Plump is talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't hear him. Yeah. Go ahead, Minister Plump. Go ahead, Minister Plump.
This is the beginning now of 365 days in the new year. So have no fear because Plump is here.
All right now.
You want your money to work for you? Go to Novatex RT 23. That's me.
All right now. Thank you so much. God bless you too. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Minister Plump.
Yes, we appreciate that.
That's Minister Plump of Chicago, and you can call in and share your thoughts too, because there are 700 laws that were passed January 1st that you probably don't know anything about. So if you want to call in, you got any questions or comments, feel free to call in 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Now, you sounded really excited, Naima.
Yes, I'm sitting here with Carla Lyles, who's assistant principal at the Barbara Sizemore Academy, which is part of the Betty Shabazz International Charter Schools.
What's her last name, Carla? What's her last name?
Carla Lyles. And as we were talking about the importance of education and preparing young people for these positions, so you're speaking my language. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to share her thoughts with our viewing and listening audience.
Wonderful.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, absolutely. So I am very excited to be here. I was actually emailing my staff and some of my students because I'm currently also teaching 8th grade ELA until I find a teacher. So as I definitely heard Mama Naima speaking about getting students involved, our young people, is very, very important. Everything she was saying, everything ran through my mind, because if they don't see it, it's like it's not real.
Right.
And so when I'm in Inglewood, and oftentimes they don't know about those other career choices other than, oh, I want to be a boss, here, the doctors, the lawyers. There are so many other things out here, and we have creative young people who are ready to change the world.
Yes.
But they don't know. They haven't stepped outside of Inglewood, and so as I've been listening, also we have to, something that I would love to speak on are our food deserts within a lot of our low income neighborhoods.
Yes.
And so we have to get in the homes, and we have to, with our parents, supply the basic needs. They come to us and we're feeding them just nutritious meals, fruits and vegetables. And we all know holistically that's what you need to keep your brain muscles going,
Yes.
to even focus. So
Yes.
there are so many elements that I feel like if we can get our young people definitely involved, we're going to reduce, the crime, because now they're invested. Now they have a means of income. And I love reaching out and getting our parents. If I could have gotten my wish, a bus full of my parents and my students, that would have just made my day, so they can see the possibilities in their future. So that was, I mean, it was music to my ears as I heard Mama Naima speaking on it.
Well, I'm so glad you were listening, and you are absolutely right, because the young people, they're the ones who's going to make a difference, because this world is for them, because they have to run it in the future, so they need to know. So you are right on target, Carla. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what would you say to the young people who are listening, who are just not sure it's important that they become involved? What would you say to them?
Yes, get involved with those laws, and I always speak on, you have a voice. And I guess my last piece, mental illness. I have so many of my young, even primary students in second, third grade, who are dealing with so much trauma. When I say trauma, that we are combating within these elementary schools, and I see your face, and it's like it's not known, so that's another. We have to educate our population, because as I even witness some of the crimes and speak to some of the young people who are trying to steal cars from our parking lots, when you begin to listen, no one listens. Everyone wants to scold, and as I heard Mama Naima say, hurt people. So as I'm sitting there on our steps listening, I listened to a young mother. She was 21 years old, doesn't have custody of her daughter. The father does, and he brings her, and it was a whole blow up outside the school. I sat down with her on the steps, and she experienced rape. She's experienced seeing her mother murdered, like the trauma. And so this trickles down to her daughter, who acts out, who's also seen these things. And then we expect our babies to come to school and sit for 7 hours. Like, no. So there are so many elements that, beyond, yes, the academics, of course, are important, but holistically, we have to get to our parents and our youth within our communities.
I'm so glad you said that about the children jacking cars. That is symptomatic of exactly what you're talking about, what's going on in the home. Okay, well, I can't get anybody else's attention about the trauma that's going on. I bet you if I go steal a car, somebody gonna pay attention then. And that's exactly what's happening.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening.
No, thank you. Thank us.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Carla. And what school was that? I have Carla Lyles up here, educator. So what school was that you are a part of?
I am a part of the Betty Shabazz International Charter School Network at Barbara A. Sizemore campus in Inglewood on 6547 South Stewart.
And that was Betty Shabazz Academy?
International Charter Schools.
Okay, International Charter School, because I wanted everybody to see. I just had your name and educator up there. I wanted everybody to see that, so I'm going to put it back up here again. That is Miss Carla Lyles, educator of Betty Shabazz International Charter Schools. Thank you so much, sis.
Yes,
Keep
you're
doing the
welcome.
wonderful work that you're doing. We would love to have you back here on the Female Solution whenever your time permits.
Oh, I definitely will. I gave Mama Naima my card, so we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Oh, well, you know what? Let's see. You didn't mention your global teen talent competition. What age does it start?
That is ages 12 through, 13 through.
Yeah, that sounds like 8th grade. Yeah. So
yeah.
we could go to Barbara Science Moore Academy and recruit some talented young people for the global teen talent competition.
Yes, we can. And you took the words right out of my mouth, because that is exactly what I wanted to focus on. It's like, girl, you got ESP this morning. It's the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. Well, you got it every day, because you don't sleep. All you do is breathe out and do what you do.
Yes.
That's what a vegetarian diet will do for you. It'll keep you. It'll keep you in a heavenly state of being.
You won't have one. We'll definitely make sure we come there, and
I'll invite you out too to some of our showcases.
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
We are here at Tent City on Des Plaines Avenue between.
My daughter attends there. She's in 7th grade. Great.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. And as you can see here, this is the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. It takes place every last Saturday of the month. And you can get the information on our this is a blog, HlnTV.blogspot.com. You can also go to our website, HigherLearningNetwork.org. Teens between the ages of 13 and 19 can send in a 1-minute video clip of their audition to HlnTvShow@gmail.com. And they can also send another one with their name, their hobbies, and things that they'd like to do that would be equals to the contest. So feel free to share that information and to share this video. That's how they'll know what to do and where to send it. So thank you so much for taking the time for mentioning that. Naima, greatly appreciate that. As you can see, Naima is enjoying the bus ride. I sure wish I was there, but you know, maybe the next one. It is 8:25. If you call in and we'd love to have you. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And we also want to remind you that there are 700, not 7, but 700 laws that went into effect. That's what I said. I was like, that many laws? Yeah. Illinois. That's what it says. Laws that took place January 1st. Do or do not know anything about them. I mean, the list, it just goes on. This list was compiled in January. There are family and safety laws, for order of protection, business of work, a 1-day rest act. I never knew that. This, because we're not in the corporate environment anymore. When I saw this, I said 1 day of rest act. 1 day of rest act includes 2 important things. First, employees must get 1 day of rest in every consecutive 7-day period. Really? And second, employees must get a 20-minute meal break for the first 20 minutes for the first 7.5 hours work. After that, they must get another 20-minute break for each additional 4.5 hours work. That makes no sense to me. That, I don't know. Maybe I don't get it, but I don't get it. So you only get 20 minutes to eat lunch. It used to be 30 minutes, wasn't it? No, it used to be an hour. It used to be an hour? So now it's 20 minutes?
20 minutes? What can you do in 20 minutes?
You can't swallow a cup of juice in 20 minutes. So it seems like we're going backwards because when I was in the workplace, you got an hour for lunch. You need an hour to breathe. You need 20 minutes just to get the funk off your body from the negative energy from the environment that you're working in. So 20
Well, you know
minutes
that's
is a
why a
joke.
lot of people are choosing to work from home. Because one thing that the pandemic did, it changed a lot of the dynamics of these companies. Where, I mean, if you're doing computer work anyway, you don't need to go to somebody else's location. You can do that from home. So now people are preferring to work from home because nobody can tell you when you can get up, go to the refrigerator and get a snack or have a meal. And who wants to be treated like that? You know, somebody watching the clock while you're trying to eat, or watching the clock while you're trying to go to the bathroom. I mean, who wants to go through that?
You give me 8 hours of work, but you only give me 20 minutes for myself.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that picture? It used to be an hour. See, this is why you need to know about the laws in Illinois that govern you. Because when you go to do something and your supervisor is like, where you going? Your break was over 10 minutes ago. I thought I'd get an hour. No, baby, you get 20 minutes. 20. What am I supposed to do? What if I'm constipated?
Yeah, some things you can't control and you can't confine to the time.
You can't rush a process. You can't do that. And then I'll get fined because I got constipation, and you know a whole lot of us got constipation. I'm not one of them, but a lot of people suffer with constipation. But baby, I take. Why am I talking about constipation? Because you need to know.
Yeah. And these are issues when you are working a job and you need to spend some extra time in the bathroom, and then somebody wants to question your right to do so. You know how humiliating and degrading that is, having to explain your bodily functions like you're a child to someone, you know, and people deciding that you need to not use that amount of time to do your bodily functions. You know, no, who wants to live like that? Who wants to be treated like that? If I'm giving you my best effort, my best skills, you treat me like a person. You know, let me take care of my body in the time that I need, and don't be watching the clock.
Thank you.
Timing me.
No, don't do that. You know, that's an argument waiting to happen. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
So those are the kinds of things that we have to speak up about. I know we got to take one last break, and there's a gentleman here, if he's able to give us a moment, that happens to be the husband of our dear sister Carla Lyles, and he's on the bus. He's a contractor that's working on a very important project here in the city of Chicago, and I want to give him a chance to share some things with our listening and viewing audience, and definitely give us some inspiration. So,
all righty. Well, as soon as we come back from this commercial break, we will bring on Mr. Lyles. And if you'd like to call in, 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak. And we will provide.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at HigherLearningNetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
On air. On air empowers you with transformative and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our family coming together as one community as a part that our powerful today. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face and genuinely reach an Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platforms to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. If we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channel, frequencies, and podcasts created by these voices of enlightenment. On the other side, Hollywood Week and the Enroute magazine take you abreast of events and opportunities. On air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with local personalities. Go to onair.org on those posts of public news. We're on air everywhere, all the time.
And Grand Rising, we are back here on the Female Solution. Thank you so much for joining us back here. It is 8:34, and it's time for you to get your questions in. If you have questions, we're joined by executive producer Naima Latif of the Female Solution, and she is sharing with us comments from citizens of Illinois as they progress to the inauguration for Governor J.B. Pritzker. And if you've got calls, you'd like to call in 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak. If you go to the phone lines, we've got 779-801, Grand Rising. Unmute yourself. Hi, who's this? Where are you calling from? 779-801, you're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. We'll come back to you, Naima. We'll take. Hi, who's this? Hi, Maika. Thank you so much for calling. Grand Rising. Yep, Naima's on the bus. Yeah, she's headed downstate to the inauguration of Governor J.B. Pritzker.
You see, this is what we did with the students. Yeah, we did a.
Mute yourself, Naima. Maika's on the line. Go ahead, Maika.
Yeah, so we develop a new conversation.
Okay.
A history that's empowering. Rather than who shall judge, who Mary sleep with. And these are the great things that have happened to us as a people as we came out of the suffering of slavery. And 2020 was actually many things, but one of the main things as far as the celebration that was passed up is the 150th anniversary of African American males getting the right to vote. That's worth celebrating, don't you think?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, positively. And I have pulled up the website, Maika, anewbeing.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. /February.
Oh, let me go to /February. February. Okay, here we go. And we the people, welcome. Can you see that? Yes. All right. So you want to tell us a little bit about this, Maika?
Well, as you know, in 2020, I had launched the calendar. But again, just like it eclipsed the 110th anniversary of African American men getting the right to vote, and the 100th anniversary of African American women getting the right to vote, period. So they got eclipsed, so when it was put on. So it's like starting again with the honoring of those legends that went before us. So each day we're asking that each day of the month consists of a principle. It's important to introduce ourselves and our children to principles for living better. Like the first day of this month, the principle is love. And then it has a list of the activities people were born on that day, activities or things that happened on that day. So as we go through it, like as a radio announcer, I'd like for you to announce what happened on the day in February. Now we're on the same page. Everybody who hears it or reads it knows the same information. And then we can talk about it amongst ourselves, and we can have a real celebration of our African American History Month and of those who were born and the activities that took place that day. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it does. And I am in the calendar now. Oh, I love this. Can you all see this, Naima, the calendar that I've clicked on? Oh, I need to unmute myself so she can hear me. Can you hear me, Naima?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you see the calendar that I've clicked on here?
Yes.
On the I Am February poster. And that's very powerful, Maika, that you would call it the I Am February poster. I have an idea, but I would like you to explain. Excuse me?
It includes everybody who I am.
I Am includes everybody. And this is the website that you go to, anewbeing.com/February. There's an 18 by 24 poster. There are 11 by 17 prints. As we invite you to join in the celebration of the African American history with us, the I Am calendar poster will be welcome sight for all who visit your school. Teachers, principals, review the calendar as a Zoom at the link below and download the school presentation file below. So you've got all that free information there for you, as well as the opportunity to educate your students. And as you can see, it requests your...
Imagine how they feel.
Yes. To know this is from where you came.
People donate calendars to schools too. You know what schools in your area?
Yes. That's an excellent idea to donate calendars to the school. That is an excellent idea. So all you have to do, for those of you who are listening, please share this. Thank you for sharing this, because you can go to the website at anewbeing.com/February. You can look all over the website, but definitely go to the calendar part. And for school principals and teachers, that information is there available to you as well. You want to say something, Naima?
Well, you know, we just got through talking to an educator, and you know, when they get ready to decide on educational materials, it's just a matter of making a purchase order and saying, okay, well, look, let's just buy a certain number of calendars for this school. You know, so that's, I mean, I've done business with the Chicago public schools and with private schools and so forth. This is an educational tool. They would gladly buy.
Right.
So I'd say we can put that in motion now. We just made a connection with a school, you know, that we know that they're conscious about sharing our history. So let's follow up and make that happen.
Amen.
You know, because, you know, the Betty Shabazz International Charter School Network, they've got several campuses of students that this would be a very valuable thing for them. And I think that, you know, once you get one school on board, then you get to the whole network of of schools in the city, and then you go throughout the state. So that's how things spread. So I mean, we can make that happen because this is education, and there's so many facts that Maika has put together, and she did years of research for this. She has so many historical facts that many grown people don't know, let alone children. So we need to be educated. You know, I was so surprised when I remember years ago, my husband and I went to we were doing a seminar at one of the elementary schools, one of the public elementary schools. And, you know, we were talking about African history, African American history. And one of the teachers said, well, you know, I'd like to learn African. I'd like to learn African language. And I said, which African language? She said, she said, the African language. I said, well, they're like, first of all, they're
yeah, I'm here.
There are thousands of languages. You know, there are thousands of languages. And she did not know, she was an educator. She did not know that there was more than one language from the continent of Africa because she'd never been, you know. And a lot of people, they've never been anywhere. They don't know what they don't know. And if you're teaching children and you don't know, because unfortunately, a lot of people who've gone to the school system that does not emphasize Black people's history, they only know the slave history. They only know that part of world history. They're totally unfamiliar with the 53 countries on the continent of Africa and all the hundreds and hundreds of languages that are spoken. They're not aware. That's one thing I loved about the Betty Shabazz International Charter School Network. They taught languages to the students. They taught several African languages to the students. We have to be global. That's why we do this on this show every day. We have to be global in our scope. We have to be well versed in our own particular history here in this nation, because so anything that documents that, we need to have that as an educational piece, because there's so many people that do not know, and they're not going to be learning it in the schools that they go to. So we have to provide the material. And that's one thing that I've learned. If we don't provide the material, it won't happen. So this calendar is an excellent way for us to teach, and a snapshot, learn and remember that they may not get anywhere else.
You know what? In 1991, the citizen was updated by the law. So we need to find out how effective that is effect.
Ah.
Yeah, because the law is being broken if African American history is not being taught. So this provides a way to teach African American history in the class. And the teachers can have students go and research something that happened maybe a week prior, and then come back and present it at the last 15 minutes of class. You know, which creates a curriculum for them. And the children will be very interested to research their history.
Yes.
That will cause them to learn to read and make presentations and communicate, and even make a display, because we plan on having an African American history fair. There's never been an African American history fair in America, from my research.
Really?
It's like you have book fairs and you have book fairs, science fairs. Yeah, but there's never been an African American history fair. So we want to turn this into a history fair, especially in Chicago, our area. And so that people can come and visit and see the displays that young people make honoring these great people, not just in February, but throughout the year. That's what's important. And this project is designed, this is probably the last paper month to ever put out, because we're going to use the money from this to create an app.
Ah.
So every day have information about what's going on 12 months of the year.
Okay, that's excellent.
Thank you for letting me speak and discuss it. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We appreciate it. We need to know so that the public can know, because the February I Am calendar is a calendar that needs to be in every school in the state of Illinois, all over the country, not just the state of Illinois. So all you have to do is go to the website, A New Being, and I will put that in the on display so you can see exactly, so you don't even have to guess. A new BEING.com, and then February /February. So as you can see right there, I've got to get rid of something and then pull that up and bring it back up. So thank you so much, Mike. We greatly appreciate that. And which we we will be
make some donations from Calendar's purchase to your homelessness project.
Oh, wonderful. We appreciate that. We greatly appreciate that. So, and I will be posting that on our blog as well, anewbeing.com. And you can go to our blog and see that on HlnTV.blogspot.com. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate you, girl.
All right. Happy and safe travels, Naima.
He said, happy and safe travels, Naima.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, knowing we got a couple more minutes left in the show, our other person I want to introduce you to, he's kind of tied up on a business call right now, but certainly later when we get to Springfield, we'll be bringing you live coverage on the Media Connection TV channel and the Female Solution YouTube channel as well, and get a chance to introduce you to more of the people who are making this journey, and perhaps some of those young people who are learning something as they watch this happen. So, we want people to think in terms of empowerment, and I love what Maika has done with that calendar. When you know what you've done, you know what you can do. And so this is why
say that again.
We need to know what we've done. When you know what you've done, you know what you can do.
All right, man.
So we want to always educate our young people on the great things that have come through us, so that they can know that they can do this and even greater things. And when they see it, that's why I'm glad we have a generation of people young people who grew up, anybody born in, say, they grew up with Barack Obama as president. So there's a mind to that generation of young people. They don't have the restrictions on their beliefs that many of us parents grew up with, because they've seen the highest position in the land being held by an African American man, and even though he's has a different kind of history, but even then, that shows that globally we have the ability to ascend to positions of authority and make things happen if we just believe. So I would love to see us change the way we speak about our future and influence what other news stations are doing, because rather than us constantly focusing on what's wrong and what's bad and the sadness of everything, if we can constantly focus on the triumphs and remind people of the victories and highlight the achievements, then we can actually change the energy that we're creating, because we're showing that things are getting better, and we should feel joy because we are able to make things happen. We should feel empowerment, and this is on us. And I've just last few days just been studying the whole metaphysical principles of thought. As a matter of fact, on Beata's show yesterday, and talking about the power of words and how they affect water. the power of thought and how it affects water, and we're 70% water. So if we say things that are empowering, we will change the very cells in our bodies. We will change the energy that we're creating. We will change the reality that we're creating by our thoughts. So we have to change what is being said out over the airwaves and into the air and into the atmosphere. We have to change that and not allow the dominant voice to be that there's something wrong with us or something bad about us. Oh, we're in trouble. We're headed for doom. We have to stop saying and thinking it, because every time someone says it, they create it. And if you didn't hear Beyonce's show last night, you need to go back and listen to it, because when she was bringing up what Dr. Emoto has done with his studies on water, and water carries memory, and we are 70% water. So we're holding the memories of everything we think, say, and do. And this is why we always talk about being careful what you watch on TV. Because if you're constantly seeing the worst behavior, then you're believing that that is the majority of the people, and it isn't. You know, all through my time in Florida, I've met nothing but nice, friendly people. You know, and that's the South, you know, so you might expect you're going to see prejudice. I didn't see any, because I didn't expect any. And what you project is what you get. So we have to teach our children even the metaphysical principles of creation. And when we say things that are positive, we create what is positive. So this is a good trip. This is a good experience for people to be able to see, really just in the last 50 years, how empowered we have become in creating laws and being elected to the state legislature, being elected to governor, lieutenant governor, being able to have these positions of power, being able to have businesses that are building and creating. We're doing this. It's not like we hope to do it. It's not like we're going to overcome someday. We are doing it now. And so when we know this, then our children have a different perspective on their future, because they believe in it. So we have to keep speaking it into existence. We have to keep speaking it into existence so that we manifest it. This is why we have to show our young people the power of our achievements. We have to introduce them to people who are doing things now so that they know that they can. We have to introduce them to people who are running governments. We have to take them overseas and show countries where, in an interesting conversation with, when I was on the train to Florida, a gentleman in the Caribbean, he was saying, you people here, you all see yourselves as weak. There, we run everything. So, it's no big deal for us to, run businesses, run governments. We're the ones that are in charge. So we need to see ourselves as in charge. That's why it was a big deal for us to, last time we elected a black woman state treasurer, black woman lieutenant governor, black legislators. We need to keep reminding ourselves we are doing this. We are in power. We do have the ability to do whatever it is we need to do. We already have the power. So now we just have to use it, and use it wisely, because we have everything we need to make whatever we want happen to happen. We already have it. We just have to know we have it. So, it's wonderful when we have educators and are teaching our children, and we have media people that are putting the word out, business people who are making a difference. And when we keep, as communicators, if we keep putting out that positive message and those positive images, then we will see the change that we desire, because we're actually creating it with our thoughts and our words every moment of every day. So yes. So we appreciate you for letting us share and letting us bring a few voices here as we make this journey. We got a couple of more hours to go on the road, and we're grateful that our listening and viewing audience joined us. And course, we're grateful for all the creative energy that Maika has put into this wonderful calendar, and we're going to get that into the schools. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we are. Join the celebration, anewbeing.com/Chicago, as we leave you with these thoughts. And thank you so very much for sharing this video today. We thank you. Safe travels, Naima. Let us know when you get there. Send me a text so that we can.
I sure will.
So we can share the video. Thank you so much. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Enjoy the inauguration. And for those watching and listening, be sure to join the celebration in Chicago, anewbeing.com/Chicago. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Self-care with Jody Susan, 7 until 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the Female Solution. Thanks for watching and sharing. Have a great day.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at HlnTvShow.org. Thanks for sharing. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at HigherLearningNetwork.org. Thanks for sharing. Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too, because it is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that, and that is the Worry Workshop. So I'm going to pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and you can sign up right there and find out how you. And remember, sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones, help them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift of a worry-free existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day.